most people do check their email every day. Most people. But so people are going to check their email probably faster than they're going to get on social media. I don't know. I guess it depends on who your ideal client is. But in any event, you don't want to miss. I always say leave no rock unturned, right? You want to make sure that you are covering all bases, covering all your bases. Okay. Oh my goodness, welcome back to another episode of the Charisse Williams Show. So excited to have you here with me today. And so listen, what I want to talk to you today about is omnipresence. What is it? What is it costing you if you don't have it? And how to create it, okay? Because here's the thing, one of the biggest challenges for new holistic health nurse coaches and functional medicine practitioners, particularly as you're building your business online, is, drumroll please, obscurity. Obscurity. No one knows who you are. No one knows that you exist. No one knows what services you provide. No one knows how you can help them, right? And so we want to shift that. We want to change that. And so we don't want to continue. I don't want for you to continue to be the world's best kept secret. We're not here for that. No, thank you. All right. So really the key to creating omnipresence, and what is omnipresence? It's being here, there, and everywhere. Like literally when you turn around, when people see you, they don't know where they saw you because they've seen you in so many places. They get so many people who reach out to me and they'll say, oh, I saw you on Facebook, or maybe it was Instagram. Well, I actually got an email. That's exactly what you want. You want to be here, there, and everywhere, right? And so that is omnipresent. So the key is you want to get more attention. You want to get more attention on you, the services you provide, whatever your program is, how you can help people. You want to get attention there. Okay. The question I want you to ask is, how do I get in front of more of the right, you hear me? More of the right people. This is not just about quantity, although quantity is important, but I would argue that quality actually is more important than quantity. Now, don't get me wrong. Quantity, like I said, they are both very important, but I would much rather be in a small group of the right people than a large group of people, a whole lot of everybody's. Because I know when I'm in a large group of a whole lot of everybody, not everyone, it's not a perfect fit for my services, right? I work with a very specific niche. Not that I can't help everyone, I absolutely can. But I work with a very specific niche, and so do you. So do you. So I'd rather be in a room, and I have been in a room, virtual room, and in-person room of 20, 25 people, and have 5 to 10 of them become clients versus a room with 200 people. None of them are my ideal clients. I mean, I might close 2 or 3, but again, give me a small intimate setting of the right people, I'm all over it. And you want that to be the same. You want the same thing to be true for you as well. So quantity is important. Yes, quality is, I would say, even more important. Okay. So that being said, that's the question I want you to ask. So omnipresence is what is going to really help you catapult your business. It's what's really going to help you experience that quantum leap in your business that you desire. It's what's going to help you make the level of impact that you want and the level of income that you desire as well. Okay. And so how do we create this omnipresence? In fact, this is a program, a standalone program that I offer, but I will say that this is something that I teach extensively inside of the Prosperous Practitioner program, how to create this omnipresence, right? And so what I want to share with you today is some things you can do offline and then online. So let's first start with offline. Offline, what I want you to be thinking is, where do I go on a regular basis? Where do I go on a regular basis where I can share my services, my expertise, right? So think about, where do you go on a daily basis? Where do you go on a weekly basis? Where do you go on a monthly basis? You might be part of a professional organization, right? Maybe you meet quarterly. with sorority or any type of organization. And so think about these things and think about how can I best position myself to be able to share what it is that I do and who it is that I serve. Okay. One of my clients, actually two clients that are coming to mind right now. One of them is a one-on-one private client. The other one is a client inside of the Prosperous Practitioner program. But they both recently joined the Chamber of Commerce. And they're the only functional medicine or holistic health practitioner in their particular chamber. And they're no, one's in Florida, one's in Indiana. Okay. And so that's another place that you could intentionally position yourself or intentionally just visit it if you know, at first. But it's another way to intentionally get exposure to another demographic of people. Okay. So that's just one thing I want you to be thinking about in terms of offline. Now, online, y'all know online is my jam. And so online, I want you to be thinking about when you are creating content, and this is content. It's not just about. And I see so many people, so many nurses, just say healthcare providers that have transitioned into the entrepreneurial space. I see that a lot of times they end up becoming kind of spammy, and what I mean by that is every post, it's like buy my thing. I'm offering this, right? And so every time it's a selling post or promotional post. And here's the thing, you absolutely want to promote your business because I either see that it's every single post is all promotional, or, and this is probably worse than the first scenario, you're not promoting your business at all. Like you're not inviting anyone to work with you. And guess what? They can't work with you if you don't invite them. And so you don't want to go on either extreme. But remember, when you are creating content, yes, you want some to be promotional, absolutely. But you also want some to be educational. You want some to be empowering. You want some of your content that you're creating to give hope. Do you know how many people out there have totally lost hope? They've gone to, their provider, they've gone to specialists. And what's the magic phrase that unfortunately they hear all too often? Y'all know what it is. Your labs are fine. And you're like, no, my labs can't be fine. Like part of you or part of them is kind of grateful, like, oh, great, there's nothing wrong. But then the other part's like, wait a minute now, something's got to be wrong because I'm symptomatic, because my hair is falling out, because my nails are brittle, because I can't release weight, because I have extreme brain fog, because I've got this belly fat that I can't, like, just you can go down the list of symptoms. You guys know, you've heard it, you may have even experienced it yourself. You know that something's wrong, you know that something's off. You go to the doctor or your provider, they run all the tests, and they're like, the good news is your labs are fine. And you're like, ain't no way. Ain't no doggone way. Seriously. So hope. Give them some hope in your content as well. You want to mix it up. You want to have a variety of all the things. So like I mentioned, yes, educational. Absolutely. Change it up. Switch it up with promotional. Absolutely. Switch it up with things that are very empowering. Absolutely. Things that give them hope. Absolutely. Absolutely. All of the things. And so when you are creating these beautiful pieces of content, you want to make sure that you are maximizing your efforts. Remember, we're talking about omnipresence, being here, there, and everywhere. So you want to make sure that you're posting it on your main profile. Do you know how many people that are on your personal profile that have no idea what you do? They may know that you're a nurse. They may have known that you've been a nurse for 20 years, 10 years, 6 years, whatever, but they don't know that you have your own business. They don't know that you're in the holistic health space or the functional medicine space. They have no idea. How would they? You haven't told them, right? So make sure that you're not neglecting the people that are already in your ecosystem, the people that are very likely to work with you or to refer you because they already know you. They already trust you. They already recognize your brilliance, right? They know you already. So it's a lot easier than a total stranger who you haven't quite met yet. That's what I call strangers. So I call them friends that you haven't quite met yet. So anyway, alrighty. So post on your main profile. You can absolutely post on your business page, although we know there's a lot of suppression on your business page, as evidenced by, if you're like, really, look at how many people actually engage on your business page. Nobody. Okay, but post it there anyway, because somebody will see it. Not a whole lot of somebodies, but somebody will see it, right? So your main profile you can put on your business page. Many of you have your own personal, your own private, community, or maybe not private, but your own community. So your own Facebook group. Make sure it goes in that Facebook group. Okay. Additionally, you want to make sure that you are in several Facebook groups, at least a handful of Facebook groups where your ideal clients are anyway. Post it in that group. Some groups are very lenient when it comes to what you can post. Most of them you can't do like promotional posts, like come buy my thing or come, whatever. Some of them you can, right? You just have to read the rules. Every group has different rules, but some of them are super lenient. They're like, post whatever you need to post. And other ones you can only post on a certain day of the week. Make a list of those. Create a spreadsheet. We have a spreadsheet. My team has a spreadsheet of what groups allow you to post freely, and then what groups you have to post on just Saturdays or just Tuesdays, whatever, because you want to make sure that you're doing that as well. Remember, omnipresence. You want to be here, there, and everywhere. Here, there, and everywhere. Okay. People should not have to look and search to find you. They should be tripping over you every time they log in online. Okay. So I talked about Facebook, for instance. Make sure you're posting your Facebook stories as well. Instagram, if you're over there. LinkedIn, you guys, if it's a really, really like powerful piece of content, create a LinkedIn newsletter. Okay. You can definitely do that. You can also, don't forget about your email lists. Don't forget about your email list. I don't care if there are 2.5 people on your email list. Get into the habit of emailing them. Okay. Why? Because not everyone is on social media every day. Most people do check their email every day. Most people. But so people are going to check their email probably faster than they're going to get on social media. I don't know. I guess it depends on who your ideal client is. But in any event, you don't want to miss. I always say leave no rock unturned, right? You want to make sure that you are covering all bases, covering all your bases. Okay. So again, even if there's only 2.5 people on your email list, guess what? It's a start. Make sure you email them. Okay. So that was I was talking about static posts. And you want to, again, repurpose it. You don't have to create a whole nother piece of content to put on a different platform, social media platform. Repurpose, right? Also, whenever you are doing any type of live video or any type of training, whether that's in person or online, record it, of course, because now you can either edit it yourself or have someone edit it. Make sure you add the subtitles or the captions, whatever they're called, perhaps with some music behind it or a trending sound, maybe, just depending on what it is. And then again, repurpose it, put it here, there, and everywhere. Email it out. Put it in all the places that I just mentioned, right? Reels, like 1 to 2 minute videos, reels, whatever. If you do a very long training, again, have your VA or yourself, if you don't have a VA yet. By the way, if you need a VA, reach out. I have a great, not, you can't have mine. Mine are phenomenal. But I do know where you can find some really fabulous, highly trained VAs. So reach out if you need to. But you can have them. Let's say, for instance, you did a 30-minute training or 30-minute live. Let them chop that up. That 30-minute live will probably create about 5 to 10 pieces of 1 to 2 minute reels, 1 to 2 minute short form videos. That's gold. Again, repurpose it all, put it here, there, and everywhere. Okay. And the last thing I want to say, again, repurposing it, distributing it everywhere, right? The last thing I want to say is make sure you have a call to action. Make sure you have a call to action. Why is this important? Because now that they have watched this 1 to 2 minute reels, right? 1 to 2 minute video. Now that they've actually read this post, what do you want them to do next? You always want to position the next step, right? So what is it that you want them to do now that they have learned this thing, now that they've read your post? Maybe you want them to send you a DM. Perhaps you want them to click a link to book on your calendar, to book in your calendar, perhaps. Maybe you want them to tag a friend who needs to hear that information, perhaps. Maybe you want them to, so book a calendar or book on your calendar, DM you, send them or tag a friend. Maybe you want them to share. That's great, because what does that do? Now they share that to their stories or on their profile. Now all of their friends, families, everyone who's following them gets to see that as well. Omnipresence, you guys. You want to be here, there, and everywhere. Okay. And again, always making sure that you are ending it with a call to action, because what ends up happening is you have this presence, this omnipresence, right? You are getting lots of people's attention, ideally your ideal client's attention, right? But also, I want you to remember this, because even if someone who is not your ideal client sees the content, guess what? They may have a sister, a friend, a coworker, a neighbor, somebody that could use this information. That's why it's really awesome when they do share it, because again, it opens you up to a whole nother audience of people. So beautiful. That's exactly what you want, right? Because what happens is, again, you have this omnipresence, you get the attention of people, which is what you want. You want more eyeballs on you and what it is that you offer, right? Because that's going to help you really, like I said, increase your impact. Yes, increase your income. They're not mutually exclusive. We actually want both, and that's okay. So get their attention, which turns them into leads, which then ends up being appointments on your books or in your calendar. And ultimately, that leaves you with paid clients or paid patients. That's what you want, because every business needs revenue. Okay. All right. So, that being said, if this was helpful, if this was impactful for you in some way, shape, or form, I want you to share it. Share it with another nurse, share it with a nurse practitioner, share it with another doctor, share it with someone who needed to hear this information, because listen, all of you guys who listen to this, y'all are freaking amazing. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are brilliant in your own right. You are making your impact in this world in your own unique way. And guess what? We need you to do it more, right? We need you to make more of an impact. So, and them too, meaning again, share it with whoever you feel like this would be most impactful for. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, I will see you next time on the next episode of the Charisse Williams Show. As always, I love you guys so very much. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.